welcome to this edition of Burlington High School girls basketball, where Savannah Scally 3 points away from being the all-time record holder for girls basketball, as it's a classic matchup between Burlington and Woburn, and it should be a fun one. As it will be King versus McCarthy for the tip-off. As Woburn wins it. 24. Williams over to Morrison. It'll be Morrison over McCarthy, and it'll be a shooting foul.
Burlington foul number 10, Maren Jones, her
First foul, Maren Jones. It'll be
Shannon McCarthy at the line for Woburn.
Shannon McCarthy at the line for Woburn. Drains her first one. Her second one. Be Ann Riley over to Scally. Back to Riley. Tipped. Savannah recovers. Ann Riley tries to find Sakara, but is blocked by McCarthy. There'll be Burlington ball. Madison King to inbound for Burlington. Over to Scally. Back to Kings. King over to Jones. Jones looking. Back to Scally. She's 3 points. Turn to Ann Riley. Just stuffs by McCarthy. That height advantage. Williams laying it and misses the layup. Rebound to Zola. Over to Morrison. Man, so much is happening. Rebound. Zola over to McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Morrison over to Williams and barely misses that three. Little to the right, as it will be Burlington's ball. Wow, this is play-by-play is hard work. Props to Anthony Matos for doing this for years. Evan Riley to inbound for Burlington. Woburn with a full court press over to Scally. Scally triple teamed over to King. King over to Sakari. Sakari for three. Way over, and rebound by Morrison. Morrison over Tizola up. My mistake. McCarthy in with the layup. 4-0 lead for Woburn. Riley over to Scally. Scally to Jones. Jones over to King. King to Sakari. To Riley. Stuffed by Brooke Chizula. And that will be Burlington's ball. Burlington just cannot get anything going on offense right now. Woburn has their number for everything. This will be Ann Riley to inbound. Over to Scally for three for the record and just off. McCarthy over to McCarthy again. Back to McCarthy. Some sisters. Jones guarded. Rebound. Tizola over to Williams. Williams over to Morrison and in for the two. 6-0 run to start this game for Woburn. Scally over the King. King over to Riley. Riley back to Scally. Scally over the Jones. Jones to Riley. Riley looked for a thought about it. Back to Jones. Over to Scally. Stuffed. That'll be jump ball white. As it will be number 14, Alina Aladian coming in for Williams. Jones over to Sakari. Sakari over to Riley. Riley. As it will be shot clock violation for Burlington. Rebello's not happy right now with this start. 6-0 run for Woburn. My mistake. As it was Tuzo over to Morrison. Morrison over to Tuzo. Tuzo. McCarthy in. And there it is. Rebella won. As that'll be Tuzo travel as Rebella got warned by the ref. Scally. Over to Riley. Hucks it over to Jones. Jones up in and gets her own rebound over to Riley. Sakari for three. Just off, and that'll be McCarthy using her height. McCarthy over to Alani. Alani over to Zulo and in for the three. That's going to be timeout Burlington. 9-0 run.
Timeout Burlington.
9-0 run to start this game for Woburn, as Burlington needs to get something going. This is, and again, folks, Savannah Scally 3 points away from the all-time point holder for this girls' team. As coming out of the timeout, Burlington needing to get something going on. Both sides of the ball. I mean, Woburn has their number for everything. Rebella's been warned by the coach already, by the ref, my bad. As Riley looking inbound over to Scally. Scally was double teamed, not anymore. Guarded by Anya. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Scally over to King, back to Scally. Scally over to Riley. Riley over to Sakari. Over to King. King for three. That's just short. Rebound. McCarthy. There's three McCarthys on this team. Wow. I couldn't see if she was looking at the roster, but it's rebounded by Scally. Scally double teamed. She's get it out of there. Scally, just one man wrecking crew out. As that'll be McCarthy intercepted by Jones. Over to Scally for three. Just off. She really wants that. She's going for them three. She wants that record. It will be McKenna Morrison taking up for Woburn. Guarded by King now. King. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to Zerlo and in. Or was it not in? It was not in. I thought it was in. Okay. Scally taking up for Burlington. Scally over to Riley. Riley over the King, up and just can't. McCarthy over to Morrison. Morrison to Anania. As it'll be Burlington's ball. As Woburn has a bunch of subs coming in. There's two. Okay, I don't know who came in for who, but it's Riley. We can inbound over to Jones. Jones over to Scally. Scally over the King. King over to Riley. Riley over to Jones. Over to Sakari. Over to Riley. 15 seconds to shoot. Over to Scally. As will be shooting foul on Woburn, it seems.
Woburn foul number 44, Riley McCarthy.
It'll be Riley McCarthy on the foul.
First personal foul. Team's first.
Scally shooting. Scally shooting two. Drains the first one. 2 points away as Zara Ochi comes in for Madison King. Zara, almost like the defender for Burlington in this rotation they have. She drains both of them. As first points on the board for Burlington. As Riley McCarthy inbounds for Woburn. That'll be over to McKenna Morrison. Morrison guarded by Sakari. Morrison just completely ups over everyone. It'll be Burlington's ball. Looking like Jared Goff out there on Saturday. As would be Evan Riley. Over to Savannah Scally. She needs one more point. And she shoots 3 for it. Just off. As we rebound by McCarthy. And defense picking it up a bit. Over to Sakari. Sakari over to Jones for 3. You don't want to do that pull-up 3 when you're down by 7. As it would be McKenna Morrison taking it for Woburn. Morrison for 3. Just off. Rebounded by number 12. That was Kaylee McCarthy. As Riley McCarthy. McCarthy and McCarthy connection here. Seems to be the theme for this Woburn team. Scally taking it up. One more point. Oh, blind pass over to Zara. Zara for 3. And has air ball. Rebound Camry Williams. Williams over to McCarthy. Back to Williams. Over to McCarthy. Just off. Rebound McCarthy. McCarthy over to McCarthy. So many McCarthys. Over to Morrison and in for 3.
Morrison for 3.
14-2 Woburn. This is the demolish as Scally. Just has it. Scally to Jones, back to Scally. In and out. Morrison taking up for Woburn. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy back to Morrison. Morris over to Morrison as N. Just under 40 seconds left to go. This is Scally taking it up for Burlington. Okay, not even a second shot difference between the shot clock and score here. So Burlington gonna have last possession. Savannah Scally letting the time dwindle. She pulls up. Over to Riley. Air ball. Half court. Almost hits it for Morrison. And that'll do it for the first quarter as Woburn, 16-2 Woburn. Burlington needing to get something going. We'll be back in a second.
Oh, God.
Over to Zulo. Zulo just off. Rebound, McCarthy just out. King with the rebound over to Riley. Riley over to Scally. McCarthy loses it. That'll be recovered by Scally. Scally over to King. What a throw in. Something. Folks, as it will be shot clock violation again for Burlington, as it will be McCarthy over to Morrison. Morrison taking it up. Morrison over to McCarthy. Or Tuzulo, my bad. Blocked by someone. I couldn't see. I'm looking at the roster. As Jones taking it up. And shooting foul on Jones. Or, correction, my bad. Shooting foul on Tuzulo.
Woburn foul number 22, Brooke Tuzulo, our first personal team.
Tuzulo. Jones. Jones at the line for 2, hoping to cut this lead to 15. So this is the first one. his second one. 16-point lead now for Woburn. This was McCarthy over to, excuse me, Anana, yeah? Anina. Gina, over to Zulo. To McCarthy, to Williams. To McCarthy. Blocked by King. Recovered by Woburn, that's Anina. Blocked by Jones, it'll be a reach over foul.
Burlington foul. Number 32 is our OG. Her first
Ava Sakari comes in for Marin Jones. Burlington still looking for that just momentum shift. As miscommunication there from Woburn, and this could be it. Oh, so it was knocked out by Camry Williams. As McKenna Morrison comes in for Shannon McCarthy. Riley over to Scally. Scally over to Ochi. Ochi back to Scally. Scally. It's just heaving shots up now. Burlington's just heaving shots up. This will be Anina. It was over to McCarthy for three.
McCarthy for three.
That's 19-point lead. Scally. Still looking for that 1 point she needs. Over to Riley. Riley to Ochi. Ochi to King. Over to Sakari. Guarded by Williams. Sakari over to Riley. Riley for three. In.
And Riley for three.
And Riley cut the lead down to 16. B. Morrison taking it for Woburn. Over to Williams. Williams over to Aina. Just off. It'll be rebound Scally. Heaves over one to Riley. She loses it. Recovered. Over to Scally. Scally. And that will do it. All-time leading scorer, I believe now. Was it, or are they waving it off?
Ladies and gentlemen, with that made basket, we would like to congratulate Savannah Scally, who has just become the all-time leading scorer in Burlington girls basketball.
As there it is.
Congratulations, Savannah.
Savannah Scally, now your all-time leading scorer for Burlington girls basketball. Could that cause a momentum shift for Burlington? As she drains it. Lead down to 13. B. Morrison over to Williams. Williams back to Morrison. Morrison over to Adamowicz. Sorry for butchering that. Over to McCarthy, just off. Rebound Aaron Riley. Riley over to Scally. New all-time scorer. Was up and stuffed by, I believe that was Riley McCarthy. As Kaylee McCarthy comes in for Camry Williams. As Sakari over to Riley. Riley over to Scally. He's one over to Ochi. Ochi just short. It's been Morrison taking up for Woburn. Morrison over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to number 4. That is Alowich. Rebound and McCarthy. Shannon McCarthy. 15-point lead now for Woburn. Scally. Oh, blind pass to Ochi. Ochi for 3. Bang!
Ochi for 3.
So it's timeout Burlington, I believe.
Timeout Timeout, Burlington.
Burlington, 12-point lead now. Half of Burlington's score. Savannah Scally now, all-time leading scorer for girls basketball. And ever since then, it's been almost like a switch in Burlington. As Morrison takes up for Woburn, over to Taina, over to McCarthy.
Kaylee McCarthy.
Now McCarthy over to McCarthy. 14-point lead now for Woburn. Erin Riley takes it up for Burlington as Jones gets ready to come in. Over to Scally. She loses it. Over to King. Back to Scally. Over to Sakari. Sakari. Over to Scally. Short. It would be Burlington's ball. Great hustle there. Madison King. As Ochi comes out for Marin Jones. Wonky pass, but it was over to Jones. Jones to Scally. Scally, one, blanking. Jones, over to Riley. Riley. Guarded by McCarthy. Over to King. King over to Jones. Jones for three. Short. Bound. Aina. Blocked by Scally. No foul called. Over to Jones. Jones over to Riley. Riley over to Sakari. Sakari. Again, just heaving up layups when you're down by 14. McCarthy up and in.
Kaylee McCarthy.
16-point lead now for Woburn. Scally over to King. King over to Riley. Riley back over to Scally. Back to Riley. Riley for three. Way off. Rebound McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Over to another McCarthy. That's Kaylee McCarthy. McCarthy again. Three McCarthys. It's McCarthy rebound. Over to McCarthy. Look for her. Yeah, but stolen by Scally. Scally. Over to King. King. Jones, wide open three. Just off. As Burlington is just defeated right now. Nina. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Over to Nina. Over to McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Over to McCarthy in for three. As
Kaylee McCarthy.
30-12. This Scally takes it up for Burlington. Heaves up a desperate three and just rebound McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Over to McCarthy. Back to Morrison. Over to McCarthy. Over to Morrison. As over to McCarthy, over to Nina, and one. That is Riley McCarthy.
Burlington foul number 21, Madison King. First personal foul, team's second.
As will be a full line change for Woburn. My mistake.
For Riley McCarthy. And she will shoot one free throw.
She returns it. This will be a full line switch. 21-point lead for Woburn. As Scally, we're wrestling. As that's halftime. Your score, 33-12, Woburn. We'll be back after halftime.
Honestly, dude, I did the most shocking thing today. It was just something I never thought I'd do.
Did your parents find out?
My mom cried.
What'd you do?
And we're back. Burlington High School girls basketball against Woburn. Savannah Scally, all-time leading scorer for Burlington now. Unfortunately, the points have been dwindled for Burlington as Woburn leads them 33-12 right now. As it was Scally over the Jones to start this half off. Jones over to Sakari. Sakari over the King. King over to Riley. Riley for three. Just short. As ball is recorded by Sean Hart. Will be McKenna Morrison inbound over to Williams. Back to Morrison. Back to Williams. Williams over to McCarthy. Oh, my bad. Tuzulo. Over to McCarthy, and it'll be McCarthy shooting two.
Burlington foul number 11, Erin Riley, her first personal, team's first. Sharon McCarthy at the line for Woburn, shooting two.
She misses the first one. Just the second one. As rebound over to Morrison for three, misses that. Rebounded by King. King over to Scally. Scally over, looked for King, but just tipped it. And Burlington is just not trying right now. Be Morrison inbound. Morrison over to Williams. Williams over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to Williams. Williams over to Zulo. Zulo for three, misses it. Rebound King. King over to Sakari. Sakari over to Scally. Scally for three. Too much. Rebounded by Williams. Williams. Williams over to McCarthy, blocked by King, and it will be recovered by Erin Riley. Riley driving up. Be Riley looking for King, just off, out, and out of bounds. She's trying to shoot, but there's playing on. It'll be Morrison driving up. And it'll be shooting foul on Sakari. Morrison at the line for two.
Burlington foul number 1, Ava Sakari, her first personal foul, team's second. McKenna Morrison at the line for Woburn, shooting two.
Shooting's the first one. So here's the second one. It'll be a 23-point lead now for Woburn. B. Scally taking it up for Burlington. Over to Riley. Riley over the Scally, excuse me. Rebounded by McCarthy. McCarthy over to Williams. Over to Zulo. Zulo up and just off. It'll be tipped by McCarthy. And no. Tipped by Burlington. It'll be Woburn's ball. As it will be Morrison. Inbounding over to McCarthy. The foul on King be McCarthy shooting for 2. That's Burlington's 3rd foul in the 3rd already.
Burlington foul number 24, Savannah Scally, her first personal foul, team's 3rd.
She drains the first one. 24-point lead. As Ochi gets ready to come in for Burlington. McCarthy drains the second one. As it will be Scally taking it up for Burlington. Over to King. Back to Scally. Scally for 3. Swish. Bang. It's something. Burlington cutting the lead down to 22. That'll be Morrison for 3. And chalk off that 3 off the board for Burlington. Not 13, my bad. 25-point lead. Scally takes it up for Burlington for 3. And she drains it. What is happening? 22-point lead now. Morrison over to Zulo. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to another McCarthy. McCarthy and just short. It'll be rebound McCarthy and layup. So many McCarthys on this Woburn team. That was Shannon McCarthy. As Scally takes it up for Burlington. Guard by Morrison. Over to King. Over to Sakari. As I don't know what that was.
Woburn foul number 1, McKenna Morrison, her first.
So it'll be almost a full line change for Woburn. Sophia Marshall comes in for Ava Sakari for Burlington. Evan Riley over to Scally. Scally quadruple teamed and just Granny's up and up. McCarthy over to another McCarthy. Over to McCarthy again. And shooting foul on Ochi, it seems. As it was Ochi.
Burlington foul number 32, Zara Ochi, her second personal, team's 4th. Shannon McCarthy at the line for Woburn, shooting 2.
Shannon McCarthy. Drains the first one. She misses the second one. That was remanded by Riley. Riley taking it up for Burlington. Riley over to Scally. Scally over to Ochi. Ochi over to Riley. Blank there. Riley over to Scally. Scally for 3. And she drains that. Have a night, Savannah Scally. Cut the lead down 22. Ina over to Adam Witch. And that was, I don't know who shot it, but it was rebounded by Burlington. Savannah Scally taking it up. She loses it. Recovered. Over to King. Over to Scally.
Woburn foul number 5, Jocelyn McDonough, her first personal, team's 2nd.
As McKenna Morrison coming in for Shannon McCarthy. This will be Aaron Riley to inbound. Over to King. King. Alina. Over to... As it didn't look... As that didn't look like it went out of bounds, but it'll be Alina over to Morrison. Morrison over to McDonough. Blocked by King, and it'll be a shooting foul for Haley Adamwich.
Burlington foul number 21, Madison King, her second personal
As
foul.
Woburn is in bonus now, and we're just under 3:30 left to go. She drinks the first one. She drinks the second one. 24-point lead for Woburn. Savannah Scally taking it up for Burlington. He was up and
Scally.
beats
Timeout, Woburn.
Woburn timeout. Scally to cut the lead down to 22. And she's got to get Burlington just needing to get something going. Because Savannah Scally, though, having a game right now. She becomes the all-time leading scorer for the girls basketball team. Excuse me. And now she is single-handedly carrying this team on her back. Multiple threes have just switched in, and she's been the only scorer, I'm pretty sure, for Burlington this whole third quarter. I could be wrong, but playing a huge captain role right now and rallying her team to come back in this massive deficit they found themselves in. You and I. As I'll be Ainia. Again, apologies for butchering this name. Over to Morrison, back to Ainia. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to McDonough. Over to Anina. Over to Morrison. Morrison for three. Off. It'll be rebounded King. As they cannot grab it. Morrison. Air ball. Rebound Sophia Marshall. Double team. Over to Ochi. Ochi to King. King to Scally. Over to Ochi. Marshall for three. Drains it.
Sophia Marshall for three.
As the lead is now within 20. 19-point lead. Morrison. Over to McCarthy. Travel. I love the white streak Woburn has on the back. It just looks like smoke. As Riley takes it in for Riley over to Scally. Scally takes it up for Burlington. Scally over to Marshall. Marshall over to Riley. He's one. Rebound Ochi. Tip over to King. Rebound Williams. Guarded by Marshall. Over to Morrison. It's over to McCarthy. Over to McCarthy again. Over to Williams. Williams for three. Off. It is rebound by Tuzulo. Over to Morrison. Morrison and floater and 20 leads back up to 21. As it'll be Riley taking it up for Burlington. Over to Scally. Over to Ochi. Just 19-point lead now for Woburn. Burlington is slowly but surely clawing back into this. As Tuzulo over to McCarthy. Blocked by Ochi.
Burlington foul number 32, Zara Ochi, her third.
As
foul.
Mats Rebellion does not agree with that call. McCarthy for two. Chance the first one. 20-point lead now. Drains a 21-point lead now. Riley over to Scally. Back to Riley, back to Scally. Oh, rebound, Ochi. Over to King, over to Scally. Scally. Rebound. That'd be Woburn's ball. 44.6 left to go in the third. So it'd be Williams. Inbound to Morrison. Morrison take it up. Over to McCarthy. McCarthy over to, nope. That's another McCarthy over to Zulo. Rebound to Williams, or I couldn't see what happened. There's so much happening right now. Last possession will go to Burlington. Riley to inbound Scally. 21-point deficit right now. Burlington looking to cut that to at least 19. Going into the fourth. Over to King. King for three. Airballed it. Rebounded by Zulo. Williams over to Morrison. As I'll do it for the third, your score 49-28 Woburn, and we'll be back in a short minute. As we're back, Morrison over to Williams. Williams over to McCarthy. McCarthy trying to force one and misses. The jump ball, Burlington's ball, as Woburn ahead by 21 in this last period of play, last quarter of play. I'm in hockey mindset right now. Scally over to Marshall. Oh, Marshall to Sakari. Just off will be rebound Ochi. What? And just lays it in. The support that Ochi gets from her teammates is just something you love seeing. As Morrison taking up, as I'll be rebound Ortiz. Ortiz over to Scally. 19-point deficit now. Savannah over to Sakari. Back to Scally. As aggressiveness there. From over to Williams. As McCarthy just lays it up. 21-point lead now. The Scally. Over to Marshall. Over to Scally. Over to Ochi. Over to Ortiz. Scally just laying it up there. 19-point lead deficit. Apologize, folks. 19-point lead now for Woburn. As will be Morrison looking for something. Be over to McCarthy and just height. As Ortiz over to Scally. Scally taking it up. Under 6 minutes left to go. Sakari over to Ortiz. Ortiz for three. Short. Rebounded by Williams. Williams over to McCarthy. Over to Morrison. Morrison for three. Rebound to Zulo. Block shot. Stolen by Zara Ochi. As Woburn always has like 4 different subs coming in at once, keeping their girls fresh. Okay. That'll be Adam Witch. Yeah, Adam Witch over to Morrison. Over to McDonough. Over to McCarthy, and McDonough just lays it off.
McDonough.
Scally tries to find Marshall but can't, and is recovered by Morrison. Morrison over to McDonough. McDonough drains one. 57, 25-point lead now for Woburn. Ochi over to Scally. Over to Sakari. Over to Marshall. Marshall over to Ortiz. Ortiz in and out. Rebound McCarthy. Over to Alina. Over to McDonough. As I think they're saying shoved out. As there was a foul on Sakari, it seems. As that is Charlotte Scola coming in for Marshall. McDonough tries to find one, gives it to Ochi. Jump ball will be Burlington's ball. Just under 4:30 left to go. As this lead is, looks like it's out of reach now. Scally taking it up for Burlington. Over to Ochi. Over to Scola. Over to Sakari. It'll be over to Scally. Scally over to Ochi. She's tall. She can't recover it. Recovers it. Over to Scola. Shoots it off the backboard. It will be Woburn's ball. It's Woburn again with the fresh subs. Just over 4 minutes to go. Alina. Taking up for Woburn. It's over to number 2. That was Riley Trask. As Scally has the ball. It's backcourt violation. Just on 3:38 left to go. Morrison, guarded by Sakari. This will be a foul on Scola.
Foul number 3, Charlotte Scola. First personal foul, team's first.
It'll be McCarthy over to Morrison. Morrison recovered by Ortiz. It's just stolen by McCarthy and blocked by
Burlington foul number 32, Zara Ochi, her 4th personal, team's 2nd.
McCarthy drains the first one. 26-point lead. Missed the second one. Covered by Scally. Scally. Woburn, despite being up 26 and looking to have this in bag, just not. We're letting up on the gas pedal, and they don't need to. Burlington's just giving them the ball back. As McCarthy comes out for it's 33, Kaylee Bird, sophomore. That's Bird over to Morrison. Morrison. He's one up and just in.
Daniel Morrison.
28-point lead. Ortiz over to Scally. Scally, Ortiz over to Ochi. Ochi over to Scola. Scola over to Scally for three. As timeout Burlington. It's coming out of the timeout. As the subs to see have come in for Woburn. Skewer over. That's Bird. Over Bakari. Looking for Cepeda, but blocked. That was Scally and shooting foul on number 11. That's Haley Zwicker.
Woburn foul number 11, Haley Zwicker.
Zwicker.
Her first personal foul. Teams first. Savannah Skelly at the line, shooting 2.
This is the first one. As Gabby Kolsky will come in for Ochi. Savannah looks like that's the end of her. Will come up from Marshall. Bakari. Over to McDonough. McDonough over to Bakar. Adamwich with 3. Drains it. I mean, I don't see why you need to run the score up this much right now. You're up by 27. B. Riley over to Ortiz. Ortiz over to Marshall. Travel. Number 20 inbounding, that is Jenna Bakari. Bakari over to Cepeda. Cepeda. 1:35 left to go. That will probably all but do it.
Foul number 14, Gabby Colosi, her first personal
Close,
foul.
foul on Closey as Bakari. Number 2 and 11, that's Haley Zwicker and Riley Trask. Trask. Over to McDonough. McDonough. Over to Zwicker. Zwicker to Trask. Trask. Something's happening. I don't know what's happening. Zwicker. Be double dribble. That's Ainian. Well, down 14. That's not what I know. I don't know. What am I saying? Oh. All right. I don't know where we're at now. Rebound Trask. Trask taking up Woburn. Just about under a minute. Over to Zwicker. Zwicker. To Bird. Bird. The Burlington's ball. 55.8 left to go. Folks, that will all about do it. As Sikosi over to Riley. Riley over to Scola, and it will be Woburn's ball. Looking for Ortiz there, but tipped. McDonough. Inbound to Adamwich, back to McDonough. McDonough. Over to Bird. Bird to Adamwich. Zwicker shoots and rebound Marshall. Over to Riley and almost drills the cameraman in the head. Hello, Neo. That is Truss. Or Adam was taken up. Over to Bird. Over to McDonough. McDonough for three. It's just unnecessary at this point. Rebound Riley. And that will do it. 8 seconds left. Over to Scola. Over to Ortiz. Over to Marshall. Back to Scola. Scola for three. And that will do it. Woburn taking the W in this matchup. Final score 63-36. But of course, Savannah Scally, all-time leading scorer now for Burlington. And that will do it. I'm Brady Kosses, Carter Ames on camera, and that will all do it. Toodles.